is time to get to the tea, because these two in particular, Danny Rowe and Adam Blythe, had plenty of choice words to say about the Dutch while we were watching. Now,
Not the Dutch.
I'm a Dutch resident, so I'm going to stand on the other side of the fence, right, and maybe counter-argue what you've got to say. But, Adam, I'll start with you. Why were you so angry with them?
Not the Dutch.
Okay, then Damie.
The Demi.
Why, though?
Because the way she rode today was...
strange.
Don't hold back. We're all friends.
I want to be respectful. Stupid. I think today.
respectful.
But I think in a way that she knew what she was capable of. But the way that she did it and the way that the teammates were around her was ridiculous. She had Marianne Vos there within that group. Marianne Vos was on the back of the group. Those points when Demi was driving on the front, for me, that's acceptable because Vos is still within that group. But times when you start to go uphill and you start to drive it, that, for me, then, is when you've got one of the quickest women in the world, Lotte Kopecky, not in that group. Demi should be wise to that, and she's not. You can see at this point here, this isn't the worst point, I think. This is at the top of the climb when Demi's driving over the top, trying to get that gap. But she never once, at any time, looks round and stops. She's doing long pulls on the front without that, looking around, seeing who's there, going back at it.
Okay,
Sorry, go on.
No, but I'm just laughing because your eyes are blazing at me here. Was it stupid, though, or was it concentrated on her own efforts and her own wish to win a World Championships? Because let's be honest here. When we started the show and say, yes, absolutely, we love Lotte Kopecky and Demi Vollering going head-to-head, that's how racers should be. But now we're saying, no, Demi should be racing for Marianne Vos over and above her own ambitions when she is a proven winner in the form of her life so far. Marianne Vos is still an exceptional rider, but it's 11 years since she won a world title. Demi's got to back herself, and they don't have race radios to communicate. How is she supposed to know that Vos is off the back?
With 16 kilometres to go, when you've got Marianne Vos there, who is the fastest finisher within that group, even if Lotte Kopecky had come back in, I would have been confident that Marianne Vos would have won that sprint. She's dropping her. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
But I understand the win rate of Demi Vollering anymore.
Yeah, but in a sprint finish she does. And Demi Vollering was
dropping.
What it was going to. It was with the parkour that they had left, it was going to come down to a sprint. There wasn't any climbs that were hard enough in that final for Demi Vollering to ride to the finish solo, even against Ruby Roseman Gannon. She made a tactical mistake in the final going with 1.5 kilometres to go. But there were some very, very fast finishers still left in that group. Chloe Dygert as well came back into contention. I just think, yes, I totally understand that you're going for your own World Championship, and she's got, of course, she's got the pedigree to do that. But when you get into the back end of the race with Marianne Vos there, having bridged across to a group previously, to have that sliding room on the steepest part of the climb, that was their best option, even for a podium.
But this is where it comes back to cycling's a bonkers sport. Their best option, schmada yada yada. It's a team sport until it's not. There's only one rider who's going to wear those rainbow bands all year. And if Marianne Vos wins the World Championships, Demi doesn't get any extra kudos on the road over the next year. What I'm trying to say is, surely questioning a rider's tactics when they're clearly trying to win it in whatever way they possibly can is also a bit nonsensical, Danny.
Yeah, but that's why they didn't win it. You know, as well, because when we look at the way that other teams approach the championships, we always reference the Italian squads, you know, that they are always riding together as a cohesive unit. They have one goal.
But easier when you don't have the quality of riders that the Dutch do, no?
Yeah, but the Italians had one rider there and they got on the podium.
Yeah.
We looked at the Dutch squad. How many riders did they have in the team? 6?
Yeah, and they had 3 in the top 10 in the end, 50 at the 9th.
Yeah, and they didn't make the podium. When we're talking, you look down the whole list of riders in the Dutch squad, and it's like, in any one circumstance, she can win, she can win, she can win, she can win. None of them won.
Yeah.
You know, and
she had so many chances in that race, and I get that she could have. She did try and take a chance, but when you come into the last 16 kilometres in a group with Marianne Vos, don't drop her.
I feel like Adam's going to leap over this table at the opportunity to have his say here. Speak to me before.
I think Demi had her opportunity. Vos was still in that group and she kept going with it. Even, I think, with Demi, she could have gone to the finish solo, but with Vos in that group. Because you think if Vollering attacks in that group, Vos doesn't have to follow. And then who's looking at Vos? One, as you're arguing, one of the quickest in that group, quicker than Kopecky. Who's everyone else going to look at? Kopecky and Vos. Vos isn't going to do that. That forces Kopecky to chase. Kopecky then gets tired or doesn't want to chase, because we've seen her risk it all before. So I think she had a good chance of going solo today, but she needed a teammate in there, because all eyes were on her. She was the strongest in the race, I think, by far, but she just never timed it right and she never judged it right. So I think her having Vos in there would have been a benefit to her winning, rather than Vos is in this group, I don't have a chance now. So I just think they looked at it completely the wrong way. Instead of looking at strength in numbers, they looked at it, I want to be on my own because that's my best chance to be represented.
Which is what the Dutch do. And we did start the day saying that their greatest weakness is their greatest strength and vice versa. And then every time we get annoyed and frustrated that they do what they always do and then don't manage to win it, but I get it.
By the way, it wasn't stupid. I'm sorry, Demi. It wasn't stupid, but it was just very, very questionable. When you look around, look who's in that group, look what you can do. You're doing it in the places you can do it. There was times where she was just riding downhill hard. And for what?
To go faster.
Yeah, for what?
There we go. I'll give you that one.